KENS 5 Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
IRS imposters behind a multi-million-dollar scam victimize a local couple. Plus,
San Antonio's candidates for mayors getting ready to answer some tough questions from kids. We're live on the Northwest Side with that forum.
And how low can you go? Burglars ransack a local charity, setting back a nonprofit that depends on generous donations.
a San Antonio couple gets caught up in the largest scam in the history of the IRS.
Since 2013, the IRS reports fake agents scamming more than 3,000 people out of $15.5 million. Jeremy Baker has tonight's top story at 6.
With scams like this, seniors are often the victims, but not in this case. 30-year-old Damon says his 29-year-old wife, Catherine, got a phone call yesterday from someone claiming to be from the IRS, saying they owed back taxes. They refused to let her get off the phone, saying she'd be arrested if she did, and the couple was scammed for $2,200.
I was working last night, and my girlfriend walks in with a note. She signals me over, and she covered my mouth. She was on the phone with somebody, and she handed me a note.
The note begged her boyfriend for $2,200 and said they would be arrested without the money. He says he reluctantly gave her his ID and credit card.
She made a Western Union transfer to Katy, Texas, and from there, they kept her on the phone and told her if she hung up at any time or talked to anyone else, she'd be facing jail time anyway.
Damon asked us not to show his face in this story. He says he fears payback from the scammers. Both the IRS and Better Business Bureau say income tax scammers are extremely convincing.
And they'll do their research and they'll find out, important information about them that you can easily find on Google.
Wise told me the IRS only reaches out to taxpayers through the mail.
If someone calls you claiming that there is an outstanding tax balance, hang up on them.
Now, if you don't return the call or if I don't hear from your attorney either, then the only thing which I can do is wish you a very good luck.
If you get a phone call like that and you know you do not owe back taxes, you call the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration to report the incident. We've got that number on KENS5.com. In Northwest San Antonio, Jeremy Baker, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Oh, turning now to weather. It's been a gloomy day with a few showers. Will more rain move into our area?
I hope not, but I think that is not the case. Meteorologist Jared Silverman is standing by in the First Alert Weather Center with the real deal. Jeremy?
Yeah, guys, it looks like we're going to have quite all right. It looks like we'll have a couple more showers in the forecast. Overnight tonight, very slight. The main rain shield has already passed us by, but we are going to have a better chance of rain Friday going into Saturday. Outside right now, 70 degrees, still cloudy, still gloomy. 71 at Crystal City. Sabinal at 71, and a couple of rain gauges there filled anywhere between a trace to about 1/4 of an inch just in the past 24 hours. A few pop-up showers mainly on the north side of town, barely getting picked up by radar. They are very few and far in between. You see more of the activity up north of Austin. Our chance of rain for tonight is going down. It's less than 20%. We'll have some fog after midnight tonight with a low mild down to 62. We'll talk about the good chance of rain and how it'll affect the weekend forecast coming up. Jeff?
Thank you much. The candidates for San Antonio's mayor have been grilled by tough questions at town halls, also forums, lots of Q&A out there.
But at this hour, they are taking part in what could be their most unusual Q&A yet of the campaign. KENS 5's Marianne Martinez is live on the Northwest Side where kids are in charge of the discussion out there. Marianne?
Well, that's right, Sarah. The two kids who are moderating the debate tonight are high school students here on the Northwest Side. They were students here at Hector Garcia Middle School just a few years ago, but just because they are kids, they say that does not mean that they will be asking the candidates softball questions. The candidates and kids are getting ready for tonight's forum as it is about to begin. 4 candidates have accepted the invitation to participate tonight. The idea for the kids forum came from the school librarian as a way to incorporate this experience with what the kids have been learning in social studies. The kids here at Hector Garcia Middle School have been studying the candidates' platforms. They have also held a mock mayoral election after learning about how the candidates stood on the issues. That's also how they came up with the questions for tonight's forum. The school says while the questions do focus around kids' issues like technology and education, they are serious questions, and the 2 high school students who are moderating are on their high school's debate teams, and they also volunteer for political campaigns, and they say they are not nervous and ready to ask some tough questions.
I know that some of the teachers here were actually surprised that they were such thoughtful questions, so maybe the candidates will be as well.
Now, if you're interested in watching tonight's forum, you can come down here. It is open to the public. Also, it is being streamed on the Northside ISD website. Live from the Northwest Side, Marianne Martinez, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Marianne. A charitable organization gets hit by burglars. Thousands of dollars were taken, and now the organization is scrambling to recover. Mayra Moreno is live with this story, all new at 6. Mayra?
Sarah, the Alzheimer's Association San Antonio and South Texas office, located on the Northwest Side, was burglarized overnight. It's located on the medical center in the 7400 block of Louis Pasteur. SAPD confirms it's working on the case. According to those with the organization, the burglars took everything of value. They say all of their laptops were taken and even a safe which holds donations. They even had airline tickets to an upcoming gala. Well, in all, they believe more than $10,000 was stolen. Members with the charity posted on his Facebook page today saying they are sad and heartbroken. They hope police can get to the bottom of this. Now, if you have any information on this case, you're asked to call SAPD. Jeff, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Myra. A monkey quarantined for 30 days for biting a San Antonio bank employee is now free and declared disease-free, according to Animal Care Services. The juvenile macaque was seized from a home off Babcock Road January 30th after its owner took it to a bank. Local law prohibits people from keeping primates within city limits. ACS says the owner wanted the monkey but decided to give him up to avoid paying tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills stemming from the quarantine.
The Texas Senate gives preliminary approval to allowing concealed handguns on college campuses. Senators voted along party lines to allow licensed handgun owners the right to carry at public colleges and universities. The handgun discussion dominated the first week the Senate has been able to vote on general items. The Senate's final vote takes place tomorrow, then it'll be all up to the House. Also in Austin, the House took up another hot issue this session and passed a sweeping border security bill on its second reading today.
Governor Greg Abbott declared it an emergency item at the beginning of the session, as Shannon Murray reports.
In a 131-12 vote, the Texas House of Representatives voted to pass a comprehensive border security bill.
So ordered.
The decision came after hours of debate and dozens of amendments.
Did DPS ask for this to be done, request this?
I just told you who asked for it to be done, the local communities.
House Bill 11 would accelerate the hiring of DPS troopers on the border and would create southbound checkpoints in the Rio Grande Valley.
It's the main pipeline for people and goods coming into this country, and it impacts Texans in a way unlike any other state.
Representative Tony Dale from Cedar Park is a member of the Homeland Security and Public Safety Committee. He says the bill will beef up penalties related to trafficking and smuggling.
And making sure that law enforcement and prosecutors have the tools they need to help crack down on these serious crimes.
And I think you're going to see a lot of bipartisan support for this effort today.
Representative Rafael Anchia from Dallas says another goal of the bill is to ultimately relieve the National Guard on the Texas-Mexico border.
The military, I think, sends the wrong signals on a whole bunch of different levels and is also very costly and expensive for the state.
The House will have its third reading and final vote on the bill Wednesday. Then it's in the hands of the Senate.
Shannon Murray, KENS 5 Eyewitness News. The world's smallest heart pump is put to the test right here in San Antonio.
Trader Joe's shoppers, you may need to check your pantry for a recent recall item.
An emotional surprise homecoming for a soldier as she reunites with her loved ones.
And in weather, as one rain system moves out, we're tracking the next one as it moves in. We'll talk about how much to expect, but first, here's a checkup on the aquifer going up 645.5. Meantime, we've got all kinds of issues on the pollen count. Your weather forecast is coming up. Joe?
Jared, after a disaster in New York last night, can the Spurs rebound in Milwaukee tonight? And the Cowboys made a deal with Greg Hardy. Question is it a good deal? We'll talk about it.
Creators of the world's smallest heart pump are taking the device on tour, and today they stopped in San Antonio. The Abiomed Impella 2.5 is being used at the Methodist Heart Hospital. The device is so small it's threaded through an artery and placed inside the heart to improve blood flow. The pump is credited with saving the life of a heart attack survivor who shared a story today in San Antonio.
Trader Joe's issues a recall for 2 types of nuts. The Food and Drug Administration says their cinnamon almonds contain undeclared peanuts, and people who are allergic or sensitive to peanuts could have a reaction. Trader Joe's raw walnuts are also being recalled because of potential salmonella contamination. If you have purchased any of these products, you may want to return it for a full refund. A surprise of a lifetime. A military mom comes home from overseas to her daughter's school today. Salinas Elementary School got a special visitor today.
Blake McCarty was there in Universal City for a happy homecoming with a mother and her family.
Haley, what makes you feel lucky?
Basically, I'd rather sacrifice my being with them maybe a year or two to go protect their freedoms.
Sergeant Tara Haywood spent a year in South Korea, away from her family.
We miss her, we love her, we know she's doing something good for the country, but it's very hard.
And now as she walks closer to a face she's so dearly missed.
I'm nervous.
Her daughter's class gets a lesson about what makes them feel lucky.
And do you feel lucky when you win?
And as the children ponder that special moment, a simple embrace and words from the heart in the sacrifice that one mother has made. Now this family can have what they fought for. The freedom to live their lives.
All right, ready? All right, say bye-bye.
Blake McCarty, KINS 5, Eyewitness News.
Very sweet to see them.
Can't get
come together.
enough of those. I love seeing those homecomings.
Can't do enough of those stories. That's great. And not great weather to come home to, but we're going to work on that, guys. A lot of rain and more is on the way. If you're planning your weekend, it looks like the better chance of rain is going to be on Saturday. I think we could salvage Sunday. Let's get a look outside your window. We are looking live over the downtown area at a very gloomy shot. It is still overcast, and it will be mainly on the cloudy side overnight tonight, and ditto for your Thursday forecast. Your weather headlines on this night: we could see a little bit of fog developing late after midnight, possibly a shower, but the radar is a lot quieter than it was in recent times. Increasing rain chances late Friday right on through Saturday, and then Sunday through the remainder of the extended forecast is looking dry and in pretty good shape. 73 degrees, we can call that official, very close to where we should be for high temperatures this time of year. On our hourcast, we see 70 degrees going down to about 63 at 4 o'clock in the morning, and our overnight low will be 62. Tracking a couple of light showers, really not that big a deal, mainly on the north side of town. They were in between Helotes and Bernie. They've broken apart, and a little bit of drizzle downtown, few showers out towards San Marcos. That's about it. And a lot of the activity now moving fast and furiously out to the northeast, just off to the north in between Austin, going up the I-35 corridor. There's the main rain shield going over my shoulder, and then we're waiting for the next rainmaker that's well out to the west. But for tomorrow, our chances of rain are going to be very limited. I would say 20% at best. It's really late Friday and Saturday for the next round of rain. Mid-70s out to the east, upper 70s in the hill country, or I should say low 70s, upper 70s out to Del Rio. It's 79 degrees. Dew points are elevated, so that tells us it is going to be another mild and muggy night. Temperatures are really going to struggle just to make it down to the low to mid 60s, and a slight chance of a shower. You can see there's really not that much registering on our radar right now. Mainly cloud cover. That's what it's going to be. Cloudy for tonight and tomorrow. Next area of low pressure looks like it's going to combine with the next incoming cold front. So the ingredients will come together late Friday through Saturday. We'll have definitely enough moisture, and we could see a couple of brief locally heavy downpours during the day Saturday. Sunday looks dry. Here's that stalled out front. That's going to become a cold front, and that's going to become a playmaker in our weather as we get to Saturday. This is actually Saturday morning as we see a few bands of heavy rain possibly moving through. Could see an additional ½ inch to an inch Friday into Saturday. But in the meantime, tomorrow, maybe 20% at best. The Futurecast is going to show overnight tonight we are pretty quiet. We're going to remain mostly cloudy. As for the chance of rain for tomorrow, it doesn't really paint that picture. Maybe a few showers bleeding into the northern part of our viewing area. Here in San Antonio, I would say less than 20%. So even if you go out tomorrow and you leave the umbrella, you're probably going to be okay. Overnight tonight, we could see fog and a little bit of mist developing after midnight. Low temperature mild, 62 degrees. Your pinpoint forecast for tomorrow, whether or not the sun shines, we're still going to get in the mid-70s. High 74, and we could see a little bit of that fog daybreak tomorrow. And then in the 7-day forecast, we do have a better chance of rain on Saturday, 70%. And by the way, Saturday is going to be the only day of the 7-day where we fail to make it into the 70s, but the remainder of that 7-day looks good. You can find it anytime at KINS5.com. Joe?
We didn't respect the game. We didn't respect our opponent. It was a pathetic performance. And I hope that every player is embarrassed. Not because we're supposed to win the game, quote unquote, but it's about how you play the game.
Yeah, Greg Popovich pulled no punches last night after the Spurs lost to the Knicks in New York. Good thing is, I guess, they don't have much time to sulk about it because, well, they are back in action tonight in Milwaukee. Spurs just seemed uninterested for the most part last night, and they just could not shake the game Knickerbockers, despite leading by as many as 13 points on a couple of occasions. But the Spurs, well, they couldn't make the shots when they needed it, and the Knicks, well, they made enough to get the overtime victory. Spurs, Bucks tonight. No Monta Ginobili, no Aaron Baines again. We'll have highlights for you coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. Well, the Cowboys have rolled the dice and signed defensive end Greg Hardy to a one-year deal. It could be worth about $13 million. Of course, Hardy comes with plenty of baggage, so Jerry Jones, well, he makes sure the Cowboys are protected. He signs Hardy to an incentive-laden deal. He's going to make $745,000 base salary, a $1.3 million workout bonus. He can make $9.25 million in a roster bonus per game, and he has a sack incentive. Now, the Cowboys are being cautious because Hardy faces a potential 6-game suspension. He was accused of assaulting and threatening to kill his girlfriend. A judge found him guilty. He requested a jury trial, but those charges were dropped after his girlfriend refused to testify, thanks to a financial incentive from Hardy. Stay tuned. All right, it was time for a little football on the campus of UTSA today. The Roadrunners kicked off spring practice this morning. New season in a lot of ways. Runners are young, they're talented, and they got a lot of work to do, but so far, so good.
It's exciting. It's a lot of new faces. A lot of learning, a little bit rusty here and there, but overall I thought it was a really good day, and a lot of the new guys got to really have a feel for really what a D1 program looks like and what kind of we really expect from that, so it was really good.
A lot of new faces, so everybody has to show up and work hard, and no one's promised a position, so you got to show up and work hard and prove that you deserve to be here.
All right, NCAA tournament approaches. There's a coach asking the question, are hiccups lucky? We'll explain coming up.
I'm going to apologize beforehand. I'm a little under the weather. I've had the hiccups for about a day, which is a first on my part. But obviously we're thrilled to be here.
I hope they're lucky for SMU's case because Larry Brown, all through that press conference today, poor guy, I feel sorry for him.
Well,
Plus, he's so slow anyway.
At least they weren't really loud.
But I've never heard of anyone claiming they're sick because of hiccups.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it definitely gets into your mojo.
That's a new one, yeah.
It is a new one on me.
That's it for Eyewitness News at 6.
We will see you back here at 10 with no hiccups. Wheel of Fortune.
Hopefully
next.
not. You
Hopefully
just jinxed us all, yeah.
You're the
I
one
don't
who
think I've
started
ever
it.
had hiccups on the air, have you?
No, plenty of